My name is Susie Brekke. I am an extended services manager at World Relief Fox Valley. We're located in Appleton and Oshkosh in Wisconsin. We are one of the federal resettlement locations contracted with the Office of Refugee Resettlement to assist with resettling newly arrived refugees to the United States. So, what that consists of is 90 days of intense services provided to clients, signing them up for important aspects of life in the United States, registering for school, getting benefits, things like that. I help oversee a program that helps especially vulnerable refugees post the 90-day window of arrival. These are the most vulnerable folks that are single parents, elderly, disabled. We have children here without parents that are minors that are unaccompanied. There are also disabled folks, others that are challenged with mental health or long-term health conditions. We provide a year of casework, and we set goals with our clients in this program to help meet those goals, to kind of work towards independence and self-sufficiency and helping people to feel at home and welcomed in their new city and state. Yeah, before Boostlingo, we have a key group of interpreters that we still will utilize, but Boostlingo came into effect and it was especially needed right as the United States welcomed about 60,000 Afghans. During that wave, we received 188 Afghans to Appleton and Wisconsin, and we had maybe one interpreter. It's a very small Afghan community. So we were at a position where we desperately needed interpretation and we weren't quite sure where to turn. I was really grateful to find Boostlingo. We have used Boostlingo when medical providers have failed to bring interpreters or be able to get interpreters, including at some of major hospitals. Across the country, there were barriers with Dari and Pashto, which are the two languages that we utilize, and we had huge success with Boostlingo. For some cases, we use it as a backup because in person is preferred, but we've actually shifted a lot of our programming to make sure that everyone that needs it in our office has a license and can use Boostlingo. We are using it across the board with case management, employment services, with multiple programs, and it's an essential key to our work. Yeah, when we were determining what the next step was for our office, I researched a few things just going to Google, trying to figure out what's out there. I hadn't done a lot of research. We were feeling really stressed as an office overall. So when we found something that not only would work, that had Dari and Pashto, and some of our other clients speak Swahili or Kinyarwanda, some of those languages, when we saw the big list of languages, we realized not only would it be useful for the current situation, but for other clients. So we use this for multiple languages at this point. But when I first was interested, I had a quick conversation with one of your team members who explained it all. And since then, it's been really easy to not only invite team members, we've had a lot of growth in our office this year. We've been able to invite team members, and as an admin, I really quickly just pop in their email address and add them to our team. We've also been able to add into our team all of the contracted pro bono asylum lawyers. They've been able to assist across the country as they do asylum cases, helping our clients. So that's been really essential that they have those services when they've not been able to find something locally. I really appreciate that when we use Boostlingo, we could use them across multiple platforms. A lot of our caseworkers and staff are carrying around a personal cell phone or a work cell phone, and we have an app that we use, and we can just pull up interpretation right there on our cell phones. From my program, we also have iPads, and we could utilize that in client homes. And an iPad is a little easier because it's a little louder. Clients can hear easier than on a cell phone. So we just prop up our iPads and can chat easily with the interpreter and client. One other option is obviously a laptop, and we have, I personally use it across all three platforms. One other really helpful service, we have a health services department that's making a lot of calls with other providers, but also at times need to call clients about appointments. If we need to leave a message, if we need to get in touch with a client, all of the interpreters we talked with are more than happy to have us on the call, place us on hold, and call a client with us. So we can have those three-way calls, which is really important to be able to get a good, solid message across when we need to remind them about something, if there's an urgent situation. It's really crucial to have interpretation, and it's a very easy thing to do. So that's been a really great benefit. Our experience with Boostlingo interpreters has been really positive. They're filling in gaps where we're not able to find someone in person. I really appreciate that there are different categories we can choose from, whether that's medical or like nonprofit, legal, all kinds of things that you can pick in there so that when we choose someone, it's very easy to know this person's going to understand what's happening. They're very professional and they introduce themselves. They list their ID number, they state their name, they introduce themselves to our client. So that way the client understands, they're here to help. Um, we have had probably, of all of the hundreds or thousands of calls that we've made in the last year, I think when I talk to caseworkers, each have had maybe one or two times where they're like, I don't know if that was quite understood. And what's great is you can rate an interpreter. If you're like, that wasn't helpful, like we can rate an interpreter. If there's ever a really big issue, we know that we can reach out to say, this happened with an interpreter, or we were really frustrated with this situation, and we'll have a response really quickly. And that's helpful. But there's been really favorited interpreters. Some of our caseworkers know the interpreters that they tend to get often, or sometimes they are looking for that person because they know they are doing a really thorough job, and they've built quite a strong rapport as well. If there's a problem, I simply contact Boostlingo. I have people that work with us that contact us for a few different areas, whether that's asking for us to recommend something to another client or a prospective client, or just give us a survey, an evaluation. How is this going for you? Tell us what you're experiencing using our service. So I do know that if I send something out, I should hear a response, if not really quickly, within the next day for sure. I'm gonna have a response back and a plan of what we're gonna do next. So having someone to call right away or connect to right away is really helpful. Boostlingo has really affected World Relief Fox Valley's day to day. We previously spent a lot of time trying to get an interpreter to meet with someone or work around their schedules. A lot of our interpreters are really hardworking folks who either volunteer their time or have full-time jobs on top of what they're helping us with. So finding time to connect with an interpreter and a client and a caseworker could be really tricky. Knowing if there's an emergency, or knowing if we can't arrange transportation or some way to get a client where they need to be, having the ability to do three-way calls has been a game changer for us. Having an interpreter just right at our fingertips and really quickly and immediately has helped in really challenging situations as well. One other way that that's changed is oftentimes we have partners who struggle with interpretation. And for us, it's really important that they provide that. Previously, we would have interpreters without medical knowledge or without the expertise that this partner required. And knowing that I could take clients to really important medical appointments, and that if something wasn't working on the hospital's end, I had trustworthy people who can do this medically and answer the questions professionally. That was really important. It was some of your interpreters have been there in moments when we've had really critical health situations. And those are the times that you need the right words. You need the client to fully understand what's happening and feel as though they have a voice in their medical needs as well. We also have a partner who's really important to our work. This partner is unable to have interpretation for the month of December for all of their counseling appointments, and we're able to work with them to help their counselors to be able to use Boostlingo for these really essential mental health and therapy appointments for some of our clients that are really experiencing a lot of trauma as they adjust to life here and as their family is dealing with so much back home in Afghanistan. So knowing that Boostlingo will be able to step in and we could help our partner with this for the month when their interpreter is gone, that's really impacting lives, and it's really helping our partners to continue to do the work that they do really well.